Hi, this is Ronnie, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to the Saturday Stash Dive. I will tell you all right now that I totally dropped the ball on this video. Yeah, I'm going to zoom in and forget to zoom out till I decide to lift the layout so you can see it close up. Yeah. This paper right here, I've had it forever, and I thought maybe I could see a year on there. So I pulled the corner up where I knew it was at, and no, it don't show a year, just a barcode. But I thought I would use it. Saturday Stash Dive. I've probably had it 15 years, really, truly. When I say 15 years, yeah. But, you know, it's in a stack of paper, so it's fine. It don't turn colors because it's not in the window or anything. And I still like it, even after all this time. I am going to, well, I used my Creative Memories cutter, and I made a circle, and that's to be a baseball. The one that's in the mid, it's about the same size as it. I measured just to make sure, and I drew the two lines for the stitches, and I'm going to stitch on this baseball. I don't know exactly when I zoom in, but I will zoom in. But since it's a small ball and the stitches were so close together, I'm only going to make some holes for a few to start with. I think like 2 sets of threads, and I'm going to continue that and do like, you know, 1 or 2 at a time. And the reason being is because I didn't want to get confused from all the little holes that was in it. It's hard enough for me to do with like 6 holes in it just to make sure I got the right ones. But I think it turns out pretty good. So good, in fact, I decided I want to stitch some on the scrapbook page. Yeah, I got energetic. But see, here I'm making the next set of holes just to keep it less complicated. When you get a whole lot of holes in a small area, it is hard to tell which place you want to go in or out of. And here I'm putting the glue on there so that it don't come undone. And I'm also going to take what threads left and start over there on that last column of stitches. And I didn't notice when I was first doing it that, well, when I made stuck a few of the holes in, and I forgot to do the middle one. Oh, here, this paper is really thin. So I decided I better back it in some cardstock. I didn't want my thread pulling through and making a hole. So I'm just using the cardstock from Walmart, the 8.5 by 11. And I'm just going to make sure I put it right behind there. And because I want to make sure it's down there smooth and flat and glue is everywhere, I'm going to put the glue on it, and then I'm going to take my finger and just smear it all over the place. I could have got something fancier out, but the finger was handy, so yeah, I used it. And see, it's just going to go on right there. And since I'm not going to stitch the whole way, that's one of the reasons I picked the column that I did, so I wouldn't have to do the whole column. I am going to just do enough that, just do what's showing is what I'm going to end up doing. But it don't take me really long to do it. They're pretty simple stitches. And yeah, see where I'm just going left and right. I forgot to do the middle till I go to do my first stitches, and I think, oh, do I still want to continue this? Because these are off center. So I had to make 2 in the middle, where on the ball I only had to make 1 in the middle. But then I thought, well, other than making the holes, it's going to be about the same because I went in and out of the same hole on the ball, and I just won't be doing that on the stitches on the paper. And see, it works a lot better than it would have if I hadn't put the cardstock behind there. If you got a thin paper, it's a lot better to have something firm. It doesn't take much for that thread to tear through it if you don't. But since I didn't have a whole lot of embellishment to choose from, well, I couldn't find it. I know I have some here somewhere. I did dig into the stuff that Jennifer gave me, and I took the word baseball. It's a chipboard piece, and I am going to use it on here. It's red, But I know I got more baseball pictures to do, so I didn't want, there was a few other things on there. I didn't want to use them all on this layout in case I can't find the other stuff that I have. Because it's been a long time since I did a baseball page. A very long time. So it's in the back room somewhere. And I looked, but it was very cold in there. And I gave up a lot quicker than I would have if it hadn't have been cold. As I started to say and got sidetracked, you can do things and make things to go on your layout. Oh, here, in case y'all are wondering what I'm doing, the needle I have is a darning needle, so it is bigger than the thread, basically, and it's coming in and out of the holes and making them kind of on the big side. And you kind of see daylight through them. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing them back down with a little bit of glue so the paper will go down and the holes will look smaller. And here's my ball, and I did put, oh, I have zoomed in. And it's gonna say zoomed in. I thought I needed to, but yeah, I think we could have done without it. I put foam tape behind the ball because I wanted it to stand up, but somewhere along the way I'll notice some extra red thread laying over to the left hand side, and I'm going to think, how neat that would be to put some red thread behind this. And so that's what I do. Although I did get another idea in the middle of it, but I didn't go ahead and do that. I had that cut out of that sports paper, and it says stats on it, and I'm going to use it on this layout too, especially since it's red and blue, and he does have red and blue on. I got a piece of vellum out, and I thought, well, you know, you think of school a lot when you think of baseball and school teams, so I am going to use my notebook paper punch. And this one here, it does not cut really well. It has like one place that doesn't cut through every time, and so you go punching along there, you might have it in 4 or 5 places. And so I'm just cutting them out so that all of it will be cut out. And there's that baseball one I got from Jennifer. And I'm going to decide what to do with it in a few minutes. It goes on my picture 2 or 3 times, but that's not where it's going to end up. I ran the vellum along behind the picture, and I'm cutting it to match so it's the same length. And then I'm just going to crinkle it all up like it's torn out of a notebook. And that's all I'm going to end up doing with that. Well, I am going to put some antique linen on there later. I put it on the baseball, and I'm going to put it on that stats paper also, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put some on the vellum a little bit too. I put foam tape behind all this picture, and I was thinking when I was doing it, boy, I'm putting more than usual than I remembered. It is a bigger picture, but there was more than one of them, so I thought, well, I'm just going to use one of them on my layout. I cut out me this viewfinder, and I only cut half since I knew I was only going to use half. If it wasn't for me doing it in blue, if I was doing it in white, I'd probably cut the whole thing and just set the other half over in my bowl so I'd have it for another layout. But since it's going to be the light blue, I decided to go ahead and just cut half. I am adhering it down right now, but very quickly I'll decide I want to put some of the dark blue behind it, because it kind of looked kind of blah there. I wanted it to pop just a little bit more, and that blue really helped it show up. I did start to put my title down, but then I decided to align it with the picture and have it right aligned. And I thought, well, I really need to put the picture down first so that I'll know exactly where it's going to be. Oh, here's where I put the dark blue. And those 2 pieces, I cut them out at the same time because they're what they are what I matted the photo out of. And so they were stuck together, so I had to pull a light blue one and toss it to the side. And it wasn't like it was a double-sided paper or anything. It did look it for a second, and I don't think you could really see me pull it, because I am zoomed in, pull the light blue off and toss it to the side. I finally got done with that, so I should be able to start with my title soon. Who knows? Oh, this is where I decided to pull the red thread out and lay it on there. And I seen the knot laying there, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and put a knot in the other end. But later I'm going to cut the knot off because I had the other idea, and Then I changed my mind on it, so I had to put the knot back. And I like it there. I went ahead and left it. And here's my title. And my title is Knock It Out of the Park. And then I'm going to move that baseball chipboard piece that Jennifer gave me over and put down there at the bottom of it. And through the magic of YouTube and video editing, my title is done. Well, no, not quite, because I put Knock It Out of the Park, and then I think, oh, I think I want an exclamation point at the end of it. So I'm going to move the park over and add that. It is a little bit crooked, but it does get a little straighter. And since that is super tiny, I did use my Tim Holtz piercer, aka pokey tool. I think it gets called that a whole lot more than a Tim Holtz piercer. And there's that baseball, and I'm still planning on putting it on that side of the picture at this time. So I decided to layer it and put some blue behind it. But I am going to end up moving it over underneath the word park instead. Oh, I'm trimming those little nubby things off because I hate to look at them. I'd just rather cut them off than to look at them. And I thought later I should have went light blue than dark blue and had 2 layers behind it, but I didn't. Oh, and here's where I get the bright idea. So I cut it off, and I think, oh, I want to make it look like I just got done sewing it and put it in there and have the thread there. But then I thought that would only look realistic probably if I took a few of the stitches out. So I decided, nope, I wasn't going to do that. That I was going to put the knot back in and put it back down and just have it as some thread and not undo my stitches that I went to so much trouble to put in. Well, it wasn't a lot of trouble. I did enjoy doing it. Of course, I'm gluing down the thread so that it lays the way I want to. It's not really as random as it looks. Let's see, what am I doing now? Oh, I decided to go ahead and put that baseball over there. And I look at it again and I think, I kind of cut it crooked. I don't mind them a little bit crooked. I like it being handmade look. But if it kind of jumps out at me, I go ahead and trim again. I don't put it on foam tape or anything. I adhere it straight to the page. And part of it's going over the top of that baseball mitt. And I don't mind that. I like everything to kind of work right in with whatever that big old thing is. It's in the corner that I did not know what to do with and would completely cover up. I'd buy the paper because I liked it. Then I wouldn't know what to do with it. And so if I used it, I'd end up covering up with a picture or more paper or something. And then finally one day I thought, you bought it because you liked it. You need to figure out a way to work it into your layout. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, is working it into my layout. I'm pulling out one of these banners, and it's paper clip, but I hadn't used them in forever, and I ran across them when I was hunting baseball stuff. I'm going to use one of them on my page. And I also ran across these stickers, and they're Heidi Swap, and they're pretty old, and I seen the word play, and I thought, well, I'm going to put play ball. And I pulled out these Freckle Fawn stickers, and the one that I'm going to end up using is a dark blue, and it says, oh, it's so dark in here. It's something about remembering, anyway. And then I'm going to pull out a sticker that says number 1, and I am going to put little tile labels on there that say ball right beneath the play. I'm going to end up pulling it up and then putting them back. And those are by Pebbles. And they're pretty old too. And they're all dried out. And some of them are actually stuck to the release paper. Yeah. I think I should have used them a long time ago. But I have liquid glue. So I can go ahead and use them anyway, because they're going to stick by the time I get done with them. And they were bigger than I wanted for here. So I am going to cut each of them off on the bottom before I put them down, just so they'll fit on my label and look like they're the same size as my label. But the play covers them up, the word ball, just a little bit. But there's enough there that you can tell what it is if you're looking at the layout. And look what else I found while I was looking. A ball and a bat. Well, there's several on there, but I'm going to put them on here. And I started to put the bat angling towards the left. And then I thought, well, I can put it the same way he's holding it. So I angled it to the right instead. And there's the number 1. And I'm just going to tuck that in and try to arrange everything where you can still see it. And I can still have my banner on there that I was tickled to see. Oh, I loved these things when I got them. I bought 3 packages. And I have used a lot, but it's been a while. Out of sight, out of mind. And see those enamel dots laying there? I am going to put them on my page. But then I'm going to take them back off because I remembered I wanted to put stars instead of enamel dots. I wanted 3 different size stars in each one of the little clusters. And that's what I'm going to end up doing. And see, after I put the enamel dots on and was going to show close-ups, that's when I realized that I hadn't zoomed out. So I zoomed out and took the enamel dots right back off. And now I'm putting the stars on. And I'm using 3 different sizes, and they're going to be like duplicate because there is several sizes in these stars. And I'm going to use the same ones in each one of the clusters. But that'll be the end of my layout. I will be done. I won't be doing anything else to it. But if you come back next Saturday, we'll do another dive and see what else I can find that's hidden back in my stash that I might be surprised to find, like I was the paper clips shaped like a banner. And Wednesdays is way back when Wednesday. Thursday's punched out Thursday. Friday is mixed media frenzy. Yeah, so I am also going to do a couple of other things that's just monthly that I am looking forward to. And there's my close-ups. Yeah, I'm done with my layout. But if you will leave a comment below, I'll be sure to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And there's my ball that I did the stitching on. And of course my title, Knock It Out of the Park. And, oh, I had to show that twice. I must have been proud of it. Sometimes I'm not sure what pictures that I upload. They all look alike when they get in there. And I'm not sure how this ended up like this. I don't know. I can't understand the white around it. And here's the stats with the stitching that was on the paper. And see, you can tell the holes were bigger, but with the glue, they did go back down. And so they do look better than they did to start with. But it being thin paper, I think, had a lot to do with it, even though I did put the cardstock on the back. But yeah, there's my layout. I want to thank you all so very, very much for watching. And hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.